So Brad, how much did the Mecha Kazakh skin cost you?
It was a mystery gift. $475. Yeah, $475.
So your relationship, you would say, is summarized in 475.
I love you, Luke.
Luke, do you swear to protect your man in life and death?
Sure.
All right. What's your name again?
Brad.
Brad. Because. So Brad, do you think Luke's gonna win the tournament today?
Yeah.
But he's ready now.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. Thank you, Brad. That was lovely. I forgot I was gonna ask you. Get out of here. I love you too. All right, we're gonna start the game. Woo! Back to the casting desk.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back and welcome. Welcome and back.
Back and welcome.
Back and welcome. This is the Gaming for Charity, LoL for Charity semifinals between Brian Kim Sucks and Nick Liao. We're about to get right back into game once we decide to close these Twitch advertisements.
All right. Meanwhile, as we are doing...
Dead Twitch. I mean, we can keep casting.
Can they still hear us during an advertisement?
Yeah, there's a 20-second delay. So everything we're saying now will be broadcasted.
Oh,
in 20
okay.
seconds.
Oh, that makes sense. All right. So anyways, as I was saying, as we are talking about sponsors, let's give a shout out to, of course, our sponsorship target right here, Project Concern International. And all the proceeds of this event are actually going to be going to PCI, so that's going to be really fun. And then, of course, shout outs to HSL for putting on all the live production for this event. Shout outs to UCSC's League of Tritons, League of Legends Club for hosting and casting this event. And, of course, shout outs to Twitch.tv and the Grand Del Mar for putting on this awesome venue for us.
It's very, very awesome for them to put that together. Again, thanks, Project Concern International. Hey there, Jesse, randomly wandering around. And, of course, the game will resume any second now. I can hear the players clicking away, but there is still a 3-minute delay for the spectators, so we'll get in just a moment. We unfortunately saw Hero of Tolerance trying to solo the dragon. He was caught by Wukong and killed, and Dracorath is trying to finish off that dragon.
Definitely. He's probably going to be able to get that. He does have Smite. There's no one else in range, so that's going to be a dragon for Purple Team, which is really good because they're actually 1k gold behind right now. It could be a really big turn for them if they're able to get that. Dracorath got the kill on Hero of Tolerance. He's going to get the dragon. That's going to be about evening up the teams for them. But at the same time, I believe we did see King Black Dragon get the kill on Cassiopeia with the help of Hero of Tolerance not too long before that.
So that is Kazakh's 2-0 in that mid lane, 2-0-0. He's actually ahead by about 35 farm over Cassiopeia. We can see that manifesting in an early Brutalizer on top of that Hex Drinker. He's going for pure nuke Kazakhs.
Not pure nuke Kazakh. He does have the Hex Drinker for survivability, but he definitely is not neglecting his damage. He does understand that he needs to start building up that AD. He does have a lot of the kills for his team. He's going to want to carry for his team. And if you want to carry your team as Kazakhs, you need to be able to do enough solo damage that you can get those resets and start jumping on everybody, getting that damage down. So really good pickup by Kazakhs. I'm interested to see whether he's going to go straight for a Bloodthirster or go for the Ravenous Hydra that is very popular on Kazakhs nowadays, because the Hydra active and the passive, that AoE really clears out the minions so that you can use that isolation damage to its full effect. So we're going to see what he builds. We are getting back into the game now. Wukong just picked up that dragon.
And that's going to even the gold out, 300 gold difference between these two teams, only 1 kill difference. Dracorath securing that is really going to help keep Brian Kim Sucks in this game. They've been trading back and forth. Whoa, Condemn catches Alistar. He's taking a lot of hits from that silver bolt to the Korean one. Looks like he is maxing that off first, so he can do enormous damage with that true damage, but Alistar gets to walk out with his life.
Definitely. Vayne on the Korean one. The Korean one on Vayne, demonstrating that even though she's in an unfavorable matchup, she knows how to make plays. She knows how to use her skills to her advantage. Playing that really well. Now getting some harass onto Leona. Now Leona, as a melee support that's very all-in centric, when she's low on HP, it really reduces the amount of punishment and the amount of all-in that Kaylin and Leona can do. So that's going to allow Vayne to kind of farm freely for a little while until Leona kind of regenerates her HP back up. So good job by Vayne. She's already catching up to Caitlyn. She was 10 CS down a while ago. Now she's actually less CS down. Normally you'd see the CS gap widen. It's actually getting narrower. So the Korean one doing a really good job on Vayne, keeping up with Brandon137 on Caitlyn. We do see Drakrath sitting there on top of a ward. So probably not a lot going to happen
unfortunate. A lot of the reason that Korean one is getting back into this game is because Calfight Feng opted for that early sight stone. That survivability is helping out so much, but here comes a gank in the bottom lane. Brandon gets caught in the cyclone. Monsoon forces the disengage. Dracorath just going to walk away from this. Unfortunately, his carry has died. Here's a flank from King Black Dragon. He flashes over the wall. He's going to catch Dracorath. Is he getting the auto attack? He does. Look at that. 3 kills for none, and here's Shyvana teleporting in from behind, trying to get a revenge kill, but she's far too little too late. Wreckmaster is caught. He gets the stun onto Black Dragon, but Black Dragon has got the damage. He's got now a double kill. This is a really powerful play.
That was a crazy play by Team Nicholas Liao. They literally just turned the entire game around from them. It was even. We do hear the crowd going absolutely ape crazy behind us. High school, hashtag high school big plays.
High school, HSL big plays.
HSL big plays, King Black Dragon.
Oh man, the wall, she's getting jumped on by Dragon.
Oh
Dragon 5-0 secures another
You're about to hear
kill.
the crowd go crazy in a couple seconds once they see that play. But King Black Dragon right now really putting the team on his back. Now 5-0-0. Going to be taking home a lot of gold. Actually, not 2,000 gold in the bank. Going to go home, pick up a Bloodthirster or something. But it's going to be crazy. Now they are a sound 3K gold ahead in this game. There it is, guys. That was the crowd.
Rowdy in here as the action is heating up. It's now a 3,000 gold lead in favor of Nick Liao, and they're really starting to take dominant control over the game. That Kha'Zix is going to snowball more and more. Now with a pickaxe, looks like he is going to be going for the Tiamat. That's terrifying.
Definitely. Kha'Zix 5-0 with the Tiamat. Not to mention, he's now level 10. Cassiopeia level 9. Leona barely level 6. He's got a huge level advantage. He's going to be hitting a level soon, level 11 soon. He's going to be able to get those 2 evolves, the wings, and the evolved claws. He's going to be absolutely terrifying in this mid game. Wukong did pick up that dragon, but honestly, that was a 5-for-0 exchange. They are putting themselves not only back in the game, but a sound, basically, what, 3K gold ahead?
3,000
in
gold
about
it is.
30 seconds.
And that's really, really powerful play from Nick Liao's team as they're continuing to keep the aggression on despite losing out in the early game. That's really, really speaking to their strengths as a team to be at a disadvantage and still be able to turn it around.
Definitely.
Now in the mid lane, whoa, Black Dragon taking the blue buff. I totally thought that was a player for a second there.
We do see at the same time in the top lane, Shyvana 92 CS to Vladimir's 99 CS. That's partially due to the fact that Shyvana tried to teleport bot lane to make something happen, turn that 5-0 around. She wasn't able to do much because she doesn't have her Blade of the Ruin King yet, but that did actually kind of counterbalance the lane advantage she had. Now Vladimir is actually above her. He did rush a Void Staff. Very interesting. Hero of Tolerance going down on Best Walsh NA, but she is able to just Dragon Form away. Not going to be able to make something out of that one. But like I was
seeing
saying,
that Elise in the top lane gives a lot of freedom to the mid and the bottom lane. Brandon could turn this around, put some pressure onto the Korean one who has only just finished his Blade of the Ruined King. In the mid lane, oh wow, this is a very scary dive for King Black Dragon. He has got blue buff. Let's see if they will go in as the minion wave is pushing. It's going to be very close. And he shows himself. He is going to be spotted. Of course, Imilk Alistar is level 6. Action in the top lane. Best Walsh gets engaged upon. Flash from Hero of Tolerance. He repels. He's going to catch Best Walsh. Secures. No, he doesn't get the kill. Best Walsh with the revenge. And there's the dive in the top lane. King Black Dragon gets locked down, giving a kill to that Caitlyn.
Wow. 3-for-1 exchange right there. Even after. Crowd going crazy again behind us. I literally can't hear myself talk right now. I love this audience, Tom. They are just crazy right now.
These guys are having a fantastic
But like I was
time.
saying, even after that crushing victory by Nick Liao, Brian Kim Sucks just brought it back. That was a 3-for-1 exchange. They got the shutdown gold on Kha'Zix. The gold is all but evened up now. Only 1.5k gold ahead, even though Imilk Alistair is getting wailed on by Vayne right now. But really good play. This team's showing that high school kids know how to bring it back.
Yeah, they're turning this around rather quickly. This is a very back and forth game. Brian Kim Sucks taking their time, playing it nice and safe. They're really relying on not making mistakes, and that's allowing them to close this gold gap. And while Nick Liao, they're making solid rotations, they're getting good picks, but they're not really closing out the advantage.
Definitely. Both teams kind of getting that advantage and then not really doing much to kind of, snowball it. Like when you see an LCS team get a kill, they immediately get Dragon, 2 turrets, and then a Baron, and then your Nexus. Like, you don't even know what hit you. This game, very action-packed. I really like the aggressive plays on both sides. I do want to see some safer play. I see a lot of unnecessary jungle games.
Whoa, Condemn catches Alistar. He's locked against the wall. Here comes Hero of Tolerance. Solar Flare manages to catch Calfight and Korean One, dissuading that push.
That Solar Flare literally just shut down that gank entirely. Really good ultimate by iMilked Alistar. I'm surprised iMilk Alistar isn't playing Alistar.
Yeah, really, it's kind of a bit of questionable. iMilk Alistar is a bit far forward on top of that ward. So he's got to be careful. Elise moving on to the Dragon. This is a really smart play for Nick Liao in the Cocoon, trying to catch Dracolath. Dracolath with that Elder Lizard is going to do enormous damage. Let's see if he is going to make it onto the Dragon.
Teleport coming in now.
Here comes Shyvana. Let's see who she's going to invade on her team. Isn't there to follow up as Best Milk?
Whoa.
Backed away. Dragon's Descent goes in. His team isn't there to follow up. Cyclone catches Korean One. He's getting low. Black Dragon turns on, and whoa, Ignite is taking away onto Korean One. He dies to the red buff, but the isolation bonus goes to King Black Dragon. He secures the whale. In the meanwhile, Elise did fall to Best Walsh. And whoa, Black Dragon is in a bit of a bad spot. He's going for the reset onto Brandon. He's going to get the damage. Oh, Void Spike secures it, but the turret hit locks him down into the Yordle Snap Trap. Will he be able to escape? Best Walsh continuing to chase. He's getting low, and he falls. This is very scary for Best Walsh as Calfight flashes away. Zenith Blade is going to come out any second now, but no, Calfight lives.
That was a crazy play by Caitlyn. She dodged the Kha'Zix. She almost survived, actually, just barely getting hit by that Void Spike. But Kha'Zix stepped up. I can't hear myself right now, dog. I literally can't hear anything right now. This crowd is just fantastic. I'm loving it right now.
And that is going to be the Dragon going over to Brian Kim Sucks, closing the gold difference to only a 600 gold difference between these two teams.
3,000, from even gold to a 3,000 gold lead, now back to even gold, all in the span of 3 minutes. This has been an action-packed game through and through. I am so excited to see what other players are going to see this game. We do see Hero of Tolerance now picking up the red buff, now moving towards middle lane. Kha'Zix is now 7-2. While he has been picking up a lot of gold, he's kind of spending it on items that I'm not sure are optimal for him right now. He just picked up the last Whisper, but I don't see any armor items of any sort coming out on team Brian Kim Sucks.
And I think that is going to be Brian Kim Sucks' weak point for the time being, right? Knight, King Black Dragon, 7-2. He's got the Brutalizer and the Last Whisper. So he's just going to chunk through the health bars of the enemy team. And with no armor, then that's even more damage. Brandon gets a little bit caught out. Cocoon is going to catch Brandon. He is completely isolated. Hero of Tolerance secures that, no problem. Oh man, this could be scary for the rest of Brian Kim Sucks, but they are going to dissuade this.
Really good catch. We have been seeing Hero of Tolerance landing those cocoons all game on the bottom lane, and that's really what's been winning the bottom lane. Hero of Tolerance.
Flare catches Hero. A lot of damage coming out from that Elise, and whoa, a huge Petrifying Blaze plus Cyclones forces the engage. Calfight goes down. That's a double kill onto Dracorath. Now King Black Dragon is going to be forced to back away in the top lane. Best Walsh engaging onto Huggy Chance, securing a kill. He's low, but is going to survive. That was 4 kills for 1.
That, once again, was the game turning around. King Black Dragon with his team picking up 1 kill, and then immediately team Brian Kim Sucks just responding with a 4-for-0 exchange. Crazy stuff happening all across the board, and now the game is actually in favor of team Brian Kim Sucks after all the action happening. From 0 gold lead to 3,000 gold lead to 0 gold lead, now to a 1,000 gold lead on the opposite side. This game is literally the most back and forth game I've seen in my career.
Yeah, Nick Liao is having a really tough time securing an advantage over Brian Kim Sucks. The CC locks coming out of iMilk Alistar on Leona have been impeccable. Every solar flare locks Nick Liao down in their tracks. The Zenith Blade combined with Dracorath Cyclone have just been fantastic. And slowly, we're starting to see them work their way back into the game.
Definitely. They're not just working their way back into the game. They are literally demolishing their way back into the game with fantastic team fights. Like I've been saying the whole game, that Wukong, Leona, Cassiopeia combo really coming in hand, you know, against this very, very squishy, high damage assassin team on the side of Nicholas Liao. And you know, assassins, they get shut down by AoE. AoE CC, if they all get caught in it, they can't do any damage at all. So really good choices being made by Team Brian Kim Sucks, picking out those mushed together targets and just cleaning up the board.
And we've been seeing some really excellent flanks come out from Brian Kim Sucks. Nick Liao, they try to group up and take objectives, but they haven't been terrifically successful. Every time, they'll maybe get one solid assassination before being dissuaded by Solar Flare or Cyclone. But then Brian Kim, with the follow-up, is just doing so much damage that they're turning around lost fights. And as long as Nick Liao is unable to get a solid pick and lock down a member of Brian Kim Sucks, I think they're going to continue to fall further and further behind.
Definitely. They really need to reconsider how they want to approach this mid-game, whether they want to just group up, use their advantage, their high damage to pick off targets under the turret, or they want to continue to risk walking into the jungle and potentially getting AoE to death out of nowhere by Wukong and Leona. And it's really not working out for them, so I really think they need to reconsider their battle plan and maybe go about this game a different way. But either way, really great plays by both teams. We are seeing a little bit of a pause here with some connection issues from the hotel, but we're going to get those sorted out as soon as we can and get back into the game.
And I think part of the reason that Nick Liao is having some trouble closing out the game is because Kha'Zix got very fed in the mid lane. He did such a great job in the early laning phase against that Cassiopeia that he started to get a little bit full of himself. He said, oh, I do enormous amounts of damage. I can isolate and kill any target 1v1. But he has not been able to pick off any one target. In the past 10 minutes, everyone is moving in groups for Brian Kim. They recognize the threat of that Kha'Zix, and they're dealing with it appropriately.
And even when Elise finally lands a cocoon, they're able to pick up one kill onto Kaylin, or maybe one kill on the Cassiopeia immediately across the board. Their whole team just rotates around, flanks them, gets them together, and launches that AoE combo across the board. And it's really devastating them. Not to mention, best Walsh NA on Shyvana doing a really good job just 1v1ing Huggy Chan on Vladimir and making it really hard. And now looking at the CS, even though Vladimir is 30 CS on top of Shyvana, she's still doing a fantastic job pushing down that lane and really
King Black Dragon
kill.
turning onto Wreckmaster. He's actually putting out a lot of damage. That isolation bonus is going to town. Wreckmaster has to be careful, but Dracorath on the counter gank is going to be spotted. Will he land the Cyclone? No. Black Dragon just walks away with his life. Solid escape out of Wreckmaster.
I'm not actually sure why Dracorath backed down there. Dracorath doesn't have his ultimate up, but he does have a red buff. I think he could have chased him down. Either way, maybe demonstrating that they're willing to play safe, take their small advantages, and use them, you know, without really jeopardizing the small lead that they have. Maybe kind of learning from Nicholas Liao's mistakes, you know, kind of being too aggressive with their lead. And they're keeping their lead. It's been a solid 2 minutes now, and no giant swings, so we're making progress.
Yeah, it is 1,500 gold lead in favor of Brian Kim Sucks. We can see the Bloodthirster finally completed on Brandon. And in the meanwhile, in the top lane, Shyvana going for the Blade of the Ruined King and a Spirit Visage. Now, a Spirit Visage you don't see every day. I would much rather see a Banshee's Veil, but I guess it makes sense with the Blade of the Ruined King.
Definitely. With Shyvana, a Spirit Visage is a fantastic item because with that Perseverance Mastery in the defensive tree, Spirit Visage actually amplifies that percentage health regeneration. Even though it's been nerfed recently, it still is a massive advantage for top lane, especially with Shyvana, because she is a naturally high resist champion. Any sort of regeneration is amplified on her because each point of HP that she has is worth more than a point of HP for another champion. So Shyvana really using that regeneration to her advantage. Blade of the Ruined King, Spirit Visage, one of the best Shyvana builds out there because it makes her surprisingly bursty and surprisingly tanky with no tank items.
Yeah, and that's a very scary Shyvana indeed. We can see he is up to level 13, I believe. So he should be able to trade rather effectively with Vladimir, who has just been farming up in that top lane. Haven't seen Vlad out of it quite yet. I'm sure once we start to see rotations from Huggy Bear. Whoa! Dracorath actually catches Night Black Dragon, even drops a Cyclone. He's going to have to be careful. This is a crazy gank as, whoa, Solar Flare comes down. King Black Dragon is still alive. He is actually leaping out with his life, securing a free kill. Wreckmaster now turning on the Hero of Tolerance, who's going to retreat away in the middle of the red buff. Best Walsh is turning with Brandon. Cowfight King has got to be careful. Here comes Huggy Chan. He's going to turn onto Brandon. Shyvana goes down. Hemoplague plus Transfusion catches Brandon. He's going to die to the Hemoplague almost certainly. He barriers. He survives with his life. And now Best Walsh is forced to back away. iMilk Alistar locked against the wall, going to go down.
That's going to be a 3-for-0 exchange on the side of Nicholas Liao once again, turning the game into favor. They're still a little bit behind, but that was a really good play. They really managed their champions well. Each champion managed to survive with a little bit of HP and just really kind of outplayed their opponents, you know, with how much damage they could do. Like I said, with a high damage team, you can kind of make it out of situations alive just by doing a lot of damage and then getting out as soon as you can. So really good play by Team Nicholas Liao. Everything's even once again.
Yeah, even back across the board, we do have another pause once again as Cowfight King having some connectivity issues. Blame Janna. And we'll be getting back into game in just a moment. So for now, we'll take a little bit and talk about what just happened. So Brian Kim sucks. Took a really solid advantage. They were up 1,500 gold to Nick Liao. Then in a single team fight, it turned around. What happened?
What I'm seeing right now is, like I said before, just really good play on both sides. Each side kind of gets a small advantage. They overextend. They want to capitalize on their advantages by fighting small skirmishes, but both teams are coordinating their teams so well that each small skirmish really turns into an extended team fight. And in extended team fights, anything can happen. Just like we saw in that last team fight, it looked like they had the jump on King Black Dragon. He was brought down so low, got flanked, 2 ultimates used on him, but he somehow managed to get that last isolation kill and jump away. And at the same time, because everyone was chasing King Black Dragon, Best Walsh NA was left to 1v3 against the Korean one, and Shyvana, tanky as she is with the Blade of the Ruin King, she can't really close the gap that well. So she was kind of pushed away. Caitlyn was caught out because she was all alone, and it really was just showing that if you want to keep your advantages, you can't keep jumping at small things. You really have to group together as a team, coordinate well, and take big leads as a team.
And in addition to that, Huggy Bear, Huggy Chan finally joining in the fight. Dropped Ghost, caught Caitlyn, was able to force her out of the fight, and with that Bloodthirster Zeal, Caitlyn finally gone. They were able to out-damage it. Of course, Blade of the Ruin King has also been completed on Vayne, so her True Silver Bolts are going to do terrific amounts of damage if she can get onto a target. Only difficulty is, I don't see much of a front line for Nick Liao.
Definitely. They are a very assassin-type team. Their front line is basically going to be Elise and Vladimir because they are slightly tankier and because they both have a escape mechanism. Vladimir can go up, tank damage, and then use Cool. Elise can go up, tank damage, and then use Repel to get away. So that's basically as much of a front line as they have. Besides that, it's just going to be between Kha'Zix jumping around, killing targets and jumping out, and Vayne tumbling around.
Best Walsh taking a lot of damage. Solar Flare going down to try to force a little bit of a disengage. A very solid siege out of Brian Kim sucks, but they might just be overstaying their welcome as the rest of Nick Liao groups up.
Both teams taking a lot of damage. They're demonstrating that both teams are just about even right now and showing just how even this game is. But it looks like Team Brian Kim Sucks is going to be able to pick up the dragon for this one because they were pushing down the turret. But it does look
scary.
like
Best Walsh is recalling on top of a ward. They're going to know this is a 4v5. Let's see if King Black is a huge snare catches King Black Dragon. He's going to stealth and get away. Hemoplague goes down. Wreckmaster really far forward. He's going to take a lot of damage. King Black Dragon falls. Cyclone is going to whiff. It gets a triple knockup. A lot of people are going down. Huggy falls. This is now Hero of Tolerance left in the back line to deal with iMilk Alistar and Brandon. He won't be able to escape from this. He's actually going to try to secure the kill on iMilk Alistar, who ducks into the bush, and that's an ace over for Brian Kim Sucks.
5-for-1 exchange. Once again, this game has now turned flippity-flop, and now, for the first time, we are seeing a 4K gold advantage instead of a 3K gold advantage. And now Brian Kim Sucks securely in the lead, and now going to be able to pick up a couple turrets. Brandon 137 definitely showing he has fantastic Caitlyn mechanics, really kiting out that entire team fight, dealing damage and not taking any damage for himself. So Brandon 137 really rising up to the occasion here.
And with that Bloodthirster, that is going to allow Brandon 137 to secure an additional turret with Draco. Korean One catches up with Talisman of the Ascension and throws down the final hour, but a counter Talisman of the Ascension just might allow him to escape, but Solar Flare from Alistar. Those have been on spot every time.
That was a fantastic Solar Flare, predicting exactly where Vayne would tumble and literally smacking her in the face with a ray of sunlight, totally shutting down that chase and whatever hope that the Korean One had of maybe picking up a kill for their team. But we do see King Black Dragon now picking up that Guardian Angel. Could Guardian Angel be what they need to seal the deal on these team fights? Because both team fights that they've lost, it's because King Black Dragon has been shut down early and is unable to really deal the damage for his team. Now this might be partially due to his low AD item choice. He has a lot of penetration, not a lot of AD, so not really able to capitalize on his ridiculous ratios. At the same time, he's also being slightly over aggressive. I would like to see more safe play, but now that he has this Guardian Angel, he's able to.
Well, the Korean One gets caught out of position and absolutely nuked by Draco and the ace in the hole from Caitlyn. With that Caitlyn gone, this means that Brian Kim wants to try to push it forward. Solar Flare catches Cowfight Cyclone, forces King out of the fight, and this is unfortunately a whiff on that Petrifying Glaze. Wreckmaster going deep. He's taking a few turret hits. He's got to be careful. And a pause.
That's going to be another pause. We do have some more connection issues coming out, but talking about what just happened, that was pretty crazy. Caitlyn walking along the side of the map, literally had no idea that Leona was tailing her out of nowhere, just erased by a huge damage Caitlyn ultimate, plus the large damage from the sunlight procs of Leona. So really good play. Now that you take out Vayne, there goes a huge damage source. Makes it a 4v5. They catch out Janna again under the turret. Now they're definitely going to be able to pick up this turret and maybe push on for an inhibitor turret with this 19-second timer on Vayne right after this pause.
And it is currently still in pause. We haven't reconnected quite yet. But Brian Kim really flexing their muscles this game. Every time they seem to fall behind just when things start to look good for Nick Liao. A single team fight turns it all around.
Definitely. We are seeing that both teams really know how to come back from any situation. We are seeing Brian Kim Sucks able to capitalize slightly more, maybe because they have a more traditional team comp. You know, Nicholas Liao, they have a very strong assassin, very niche team comp, very strong late game. But we've been seeing that, you know, unless you play that composition perfectly, really take out targets early on in the team fight with their huge burst, it's going to be the more traditional team comp with Wukong, Shyvana in the front, a lot of AoE in the back, very safe Caitlyn build.
Oh, but the siege continues. A stun catches Best Walsh. Breckmaster goes deep. He drops the Zonias to soak a Hemoplague, but he's got nowhere to go. He's finally going to be picked up by King Black Dragon, who gets now one kill and is going to be Guardian Angels upon, but a Yordle Snap Trap will secure him. He leaps over the wall. Oh, what a huge tilt over Peacemaker to pick up that kill. Now Hero of Tolerance retreating away from the Eclipse Leona. He's going to survive. No. And unfortunately now Brandon going deep. He's going to fall to that Korean One. Hashtag Vayne Mechanics. Is he going to be able to secure a triple kill? Cocoon catches Alistar, and the ace steal out of Hero of Tolerance denies the triple.
Wow, that play would have made Double Lift a little happy right there. That was some really good Vayne mechanics. Great condemns, nice flash over the wall, using the Bilgewater, not the Bilgewater Cutlass, the Blade of the Ruin King, picking up an ace for his team. The gold is still very uneven. They are still 5k gold behind, but they're showing that their late game potential is really coming out just about now. They really do have a chance to bring this back. It's so late into the game. There's so much gold on both teams that really this game can go either way at this point.
And with the Korean One starting to get gold on that Vayne, that's going to become terrifying for Brian Kim Sucks to deal with. Like we mentioned, there isn't really a front line for Nick Liao. but you don't need a front line when you can straight up nuke your targets down. And it looks like that's what Nick Liao is trying to do. If they can get the catches, then that is going to be really scary.
Definitely. Vayne demonstrating that even without a front line, she's able to survive, use her superior kiting and her mobility to outplay her opponents and really get ahead in this game. So we're going to see if the Korean one can keep up her Korean mechanics.
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. We have both of the teams grouping up around the Baron. Brian Kim is actually on the wrong side. They're going to lose a tier 2 turret from this push. Here's Ace in the hole, going to be taken by the Korean one. He's got nowhere to go. Dragon's Descent goes down. Monsoon forces to disengage. Cyclone catches Huggy and Calfight. Calfight's low. He falls. Solar Flare going to catch Hero. Korean one is low. If Vayne goes down, that's all of the damage missing. Best Walsh is almost going to get in range for the burnout, but he's going to make it away into the Dragon Pit. Even gets ignited upon. He is going to fall. Hero of Tolerance now, the last surviving member, along with Kha'Zix, are going to retreat. They're going to run Distraction as much as possible, but oh, he's pulling him right into the Baron pit.
Definitely, they're sure take a Baron for this one. We do see that 2 out of 5 of the members of Team Nicholas Liao are remaining. There's almost no chance of them stealing this Baron out. We do see Kha'Zix running down fast as he can, trying to make something happen, but they are taking this Baron ridiculously fast with Cassiopeia and Caitlyn across the wall. That's going to be a free Baron. Hero of Tolerance surely going to go down now to I Milked Alistair, and with these huge death timers, you know, and this 10k gold lead, I want to see them really go for an advantage right here. It looks like they're going to back off, buy some items, but I think they could have taken an inhibitor turret there. Even if not, they do have the Baron buff. They have a lot of gold. They're going to surely push down mid and try and end this game as soon as possible.
And Brandon137 has been doing such a phenomenal job on Caitlyn.
Definitely.
He's now added a Last Whisper to his build so he can shred through the health bars of the enemy team. But his positioning on Caitlyn in extended team fights has just been on the spot. He can do enormous amounts of damage, and it seems as though no matter how the fight goes, he's never the target.
Definitely. Caitlyn, you know, part of not being a target is the fact that Caitlyn has a long range. Another part of it is positioning yourself in such an advantageous position that trying to get a Caitlyn would be suicidal for his team. It doesn't hurt that Wukong and Shyvana both have ultimates that kind of make it like a wall. You know, if you get past the Wukong knockup, you have Shyvana kind of pushing you back away from Caitlyn with her Dragon's Descent. And at the same time, you know, having a Janna support never hurts. I'm sorry, not a Janna support, a Leona support. Never hurts. Leona just locks people down. So I think, honestly, part of the reason, actually a large portion of the reason Brian Kim Sucks is winning, the more I think about it, the more synergistic I realize their team comp really is. These guys have a monster team comp, and it's making it so hard to get to this very fed Caitlyn. And she's really been carrying the game for them.
Now with a 10,000 gold lead, Brian Kim Sucks look to siege up this last tier 2 turret, the last bastion of defense. We actually have a death bush set up from Brian Kim Sucks, but Nick Liao not going to fall for it. Nick Liao grouping up on the defensive. They have to wait out this Baron buff from Brian Kim Sucks.
Definitely. I don't know if they're going to be able to wait it out with Shyvana, with Baron buff, with a lot of armor, and very late into the game. A turret is literally nothing to a Shyvana. She will dive you without a second glance. And it looks like Team Nicholas Liao knows, and they're not really too eager to stay under their turret right now. But it's going to look like no turret dives are going to be had at this moment. But at any time, literally, Best Walsh and A could just dive into the turret with Dragon's Descent and initiate a team fight. And with Baron buff, it would be so easy.
Huggy-chan got him a little far forward there. He's looking for the Hemo Plague, trying to catch as many targets as possible. But the split so far has been fantastic from Brian Kim Suck. They're slowly whittling down this turret. And if the engage happens as the turret falls, that is going to be really scary for Nick Liao.
Definitely. I will say that Wukong now has the Randuin's picked up. If he manages to get on top of the enemy team, there is going to be no escape from his Cyclone plus Randuin's combo. It's going to be terrifying.
And I really love... Whoa, Condemn actually catches Wreckmaster, but the Cocoon doesn't follow up. And, oh man, looks like Draco wants to go in. He actually managed to secure the kill with 137. Solar Flare catches Calfight. Holy, look at the damage. Huggy-chan is so low. Where is Kha'Zix? He is in the back line trying to burst somebody down. He's not able to get a single kill. 1v5. He finally gets Wreckmaster, whose zone used to survive. Guardian Angel is going to go down. Brandon is low. Is he going to be able to get the reset? And no, it's the ace for none. Brian Kim Sucks looking to close out the game.
They are surely going to be able to take the Nexus with this one. All 5 members of the team still up. They took the inhibitor. They're going for the turrets. There is no turret damage to Dragarath. He is manly as all heck. Best wall shenanigans demonstrating Dragon literally gives 0 hex about turrets, and that's going to be the nexus for them. That's going to be a very convincing game for Team Brian Kim Sucks. Very back and forth, but in the end, Brian Kim Sucks showing that they have the superior team comp. They know how to play their game right, and they're not going to let that late game composition from Nick Liao shine. No, really good pickup.
They have the skills to pay the bills and win. So that is game number 1 going to Brian Kim Sucks in this semifinals. Could we see Brian Kim Sucks advance all the way from the loser's bracket back up to the championship?
I don't know, but it's going to be a crazy ride, and right now it looks like they have the skills to do it. So I'm excited for this next match. We're going to take a short break as we get the next match started up. Thank you guys once again. This is the LoL for Charity semifinals, hosted by Gaming for Charity here at the Grand Del Mar Resort in San Diego. If you guys are here, obviously, I'm sure you guys are loving it. The crowd is loving it. I hope you guys, viewers, are loving it.